Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radios, the Incoherent Ramblings of C&E. Christopher and Eric are your hosts, coming to you live from Greensboro, North Carolina, as we do every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Our intro music is provided from the Podshow PodSafe Music Network. Check it out at music.podshow.com. Also, feel free to email your topics for discussion, suggestions, and comments to incoherentramblings@live.com. Here we are live, April 30th, 2009. This is Christopher.
This is Eric.
How are you doing today, Eric?
Fantastic. And yourself, Christopher?
I'm doing quite well. We are here in the internationally famous C&E studios. Beautiful spring day.
Gorgeous. We have a field full of tailgaters outside.
Yeah, it's overcast, but it is a nice day.
Yes.
And we have some of our loyal listeners that found out where the C&E studios are, and they are out in the field tailgating and listening to us live.
We're watching them from our second-story window.
Yeah, they're cheering.
Yeah.
They've been chanting Eric's name about 5 minutes before the show, and he finally came out and gave him a curtain call. So that's kind of enough to calm down, so we could go live without hearing that.
Well, I threw them 3 Snickers.
Yeah. Okay.
And that covered it.
Yeah. So
gaggle of loyal listeners.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we are live, Greensboro, North Carolina. If you would like to call us, Eric, would you give them that number?
Yeah, we have a guest call-in number of 646-716-6928.
And you can go to blogtalkradio.com/incoherent ramblings and find out everything you need to know.
There you go.
MySpace, Twitter.
I've never tweeted.
Never tweeted. We tweet. Yeah, well, you do via our Twitter site.
Okay.
We tweet at least once a week.
There you go.
I'm seeing this word rambling. I actually had a request today, not even this week, but like about an hour and a half before the show went live, from a loyal listener asking us to tweet more.
Well, I'm going to have to do.
They are asking us to tweet more.
Ask and you shall receive.
Exactly. So this once a week tweet of the show is not out there wanting to know more. Just like little tidbits here, like when is the boxing on the Apple TV coming up?
There you go.
We want Dr. Williams' input.
I want a tailgate.
You want to?
I want a Snickers.
Exactly.
Tell me more about Hover Round.
Exactly. Things like that. So we are going at the bequest of loyal listeners. We are going to actually start tweeting more than just the show once a week.
Right.
So if you want, and we don't have that many followers, so please go out there and follow us on Twitter, and we will give you more tweets than you could probably want. So iTunes.
They can go to Blog Talk Radio and they can
listen live.
They can also talk to us via the chat room thingy.
Yes.
So lots of ways to talk. Facebook.
We are connected.
Yes.
We are well connected.
MySpace.
Well, just the worldwide. That's why we say internationally famous. We have listeners in Singala. Hi. We have just one that I know of. A young lady in Singala that listens weekly. We have listeners in Sicily. I mean, we're growing by leaps and bounds.
Lebanon, Ohio?
Lebanon, Ohio. Yeah. Lebanon, Ohio. Texas, San Antonio, Texas. We have about 6 listeners out there.
Awesome.
A couple out in California. So,
High Point.
High Point. And somewhere incognito, here in North Carolina, Steppenwolf. The only registered superhero here
in North Carolina. I do have a story about a superhero in Cincinnati this week.
That's awesome. Close to where your hometown is.
Mm-hmm. I have got stories about a hover round, not necessarily a hover round, but a mobility scooter of some sort.
Yes.
Which we like to talk about on our show.
Yes, we do.
I've got a story that includes apes.
Okay.
For our chimpanzee clip.
Yes.
And I got a story about a superhero in Cincinnati.
Wow.
So we kind of hit a trifecta there.
We are well covered. Eric always comes prepared. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and promote it right now. Eric not only comes prepared, Eric comes over-prepared. Eric always comes with about, we could, and this is true, folks, we could do 2 hours of the show without any preparation or without any stories.
Right.
Just
incoherently rambling.
Mostly thanks to my ability to incessantly gab on for hours. But Eric always comes prepared where he could at least do the show himself without me ever saying a word. So what we are going to do, we are going to have very soon.
What happens is I end up with lots of what I think are funny stories that we never get to.
Extra stories that we never get.
Seeing eye horses and whatnot. That we don't ever get to talk about.
And that is a shame because I want to know about the seeing eye horse. So what we are going to do, we are going to have a show. In fact, I'm going to go right now because Dr. William, I'm not sure of his availability. He will be working next week during our show, and I don't know if he will be available for it. So what we're going to do, since we don't have a firm date on him, I'm going to go ahead and say next week, our 15th show, by the way, next week we are going to have
15 weeks of leftovers.
Yes, it is going to be called, the name of the show is going to be called From Eric's Vault. That's the show, and all it is going to be is stories that Eric never had a chance to get to because I wouldn't shut up. That's what it's going to be, From Eric's Vault. So next week, you heard it here. We will tweet that very soon. It will be tweeted.
I didn't bring my file of past shows, or I would hype it some more. But the only one that comes to mind is the seeing eye horse.
You know what? You don't need to hype it because it's From Eric's Vault. It's kind of like a surprise.
You know what's missing from our show today?
What is missing?
I don't have any 60-year-old women driving.
Driving. I do have several stories that are involve intoxication.
Well, there you go.
But they aren't 6-year-old. You know what? But I think we have enough. We have enough continuity to get away with it.
Right.
Well, I'm going to start here with the story. We're trying to do some feel-good stories, and it's hard. It is hard to do.
I got more this week. I think
do.
It was a good feel-good story week.
Well,
so
that's
I got as many, if not more, feel-good stories.
That's awesome.
And I do funny stories.
Right.
I don't know if that's good for our show or not. But
I don't know. Well, this is a chihuahua. Some people, they seem to be rather hated little creatures. So
they are my favorite.
Not mine either. My maternal grandmother had one, and so I was kind of fond of it, even though I didn't like it.
My partner had one called Baby.
Yeah.
It had a second row of upper teeth, which is kind of odd looking.
They're kind of obnoxious little critters.
Can you imagine a dog with 2 rows of top teeth?
Wow.
So
it's deformed.
Yeah. Kind of wicked looking. Like
well,
a gremlin.
And they are mean. They aren't the meanest dog. The meanest dog I know is a Dachshund.
Oh, she wasn't mean. She was.
Most of them are mean.
Well, she wasn't mean.
Huh. Then they pee a lot because they get nervous.
They are nervous. She shakes a lot, like she's scared of everything.
So this is
Megan loved her to death.
Huh? This is a 6-pound puppy.
6-pound chihuahua?
Yeah. Well, that's about normal for an adult. So
right.
This must be a large puppy.
Indeed.
Anyhow, not a big deal here, but basically was blown away. It was just hanging out in the front yard, sniffing, chasing butterflies, whatever.
Serious gust is going to blow some of the 6 pounds away.
Yep. 70-mile-per-hour gust of wind picked the puppy up and tossed her out of sight. And the owners thought they would never see her again. Just flew. They just picked up and flew away like a small airplane. They enlist this. I'm not trying not to be too mean, but they're obviously a little bit kooky, in my opinion. They enlisted the help of a pet psychic.
I mean, that's not something you do.
No.
You got a name of the pet psychic?
We did not. The pet psychic guided them to a wooded area nearly a mile from where the 8-month-old Tinkerbell had been last seen. The brown, long-haired dog was dirty and hungry.
Tinkerbell or Taco Bell?
Tinkerbell. It was dirty and hungry, but otherwise okay.
Yes.
They set up an outdoor display at the flea market, letting people know they were looking for their little dog, and they were able to get in touch with this pet psychic, whatever works for them. She was standing on their platform trailer when she was swept away. Dorothy Utley tells the Detroit News that her cherished pet just went wild upon seeing her. So, I mean, it's a feel-good story that
Indeed.
it wasn't harmed. It wasn't harmed. It was hungry and a little bit disheveled, but other than that, okay.
So that's kind of a good story.
We know some people that have a Chihuahua named Taco Bell.
Yes, we do.
Christopher silently guessed the name of the dog.
Exactly. Yeah, that was kind of hypocritical of me, giving these people a hard time when I do actually have possessed.
You have the gift.
I do have the gift. It's freakish. I don't have the gift on everybody. It's not with everybody, but with Eric, I can read Eric's mind, and for those that know us, they've actually seen it happen, and it actually gives people chills. It gives Eric chills.
Well, that one did. That one definitely gave me chills. So we were camping one weekend up in the mountains there's probably a group of 17, 20 of us now. We do it twice a year, and Christopher and I were displaying our ESP trick, where they would say something to me, and then Christopher would come back over, and I would mentally tell him the answer.
Yes.
And it was pretty much astounding everybody at the camping trip.
Yes.
We were doing dates, months, colors.
Yeah.
What else?
Cards. Cards. Yeah.
So,
you name it.
You name it. They were just flabbergasted.
Yes.
And then one of the campers said, "Well, can you guess the name of my dog?" Which isn't something we've ever tried before.
Right. And at this point, I was probably 25 to 30 feet from where she was seated.
Right.
We were under the shelter, and she was sitting out by the fireplace.
Right. So I walked over, joined her, and said, "This is not something we normally do, but we give it a shot."
Right. We'll give it a try.
And so she told me, and I'm thinking to myself, how in the world can I tell Christopher this name of this dog?
And you had your back turned.
I had my back turned to you, and before I even turned around, what did you say, Chris?
I said, "I'm not sure what the name is. The only thing I'm seeing is a fast food restaurant and Mexican food."
And, of course, at this point, I have, shivers going up and down my spine.
Yeah. He looks like he's seen a ghost at this
because
point.
I'm thinking, I got to tell Christopher, of course, the dog's name was Taco Bell.
Right.
And Christopher's favorite Mexican restaurant, or one of his favorites, second favorite, I guess, to El Mariachi.
Right.
And somehow Christopher pulls us out of the air, psychically, ESP, whatever, anyway.
It freaked Eric out.
Freaked me out.
I mean, Eric and I are...
Because obviously it's a trick to our ESP. And that was not something that we had rehearsed or anything.
It was completely on the fly.
It freaked me out a bit.
It was completely on the fly. It was totally improv. And with Eric, I said Taco Bell, and Eric turned around and he had this, ghost look on his face. And he said, I read his lips, he goes, "You've got the gift." And it was so awesome. And here's the truth. This is the absolute truth. I did not hear what she said.
Right.
Eric leaned over and she whispered into his ear. I was 25, 30 feet away. There's no way I heard what she said. And Eric did not send me any signal or message or whatsoever. I just said, Mexican fast food, and Eric was freaked out. So it was, it would have been more impressive if our listeners had been there, but it was still a fun time.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this person that had the dog, somebody at the campsite knew the dog's name and ended up telling Christopher, mouthing it to him. Nobody else saw him tell Christopher. So but this girl was so moved by the performance that she was like, she thought it was for real.
Yes.
And she was like, "Can you tell what's wrong with people and heal them?" At which point we felt it necessary to expose our secret.
And it was it was very frustrating because all
it was probably the best trick we've ever done.
Exactly. That up until that point, all the performances were astounding. People were blown away.
Right.
But at this point, it was like silence.
Right.
People simply weren't speaking. People were freaked out.
I was freaked out.
Eric was
the second part of the act was freaked out.
I mean, Eric was even freaked out, and it would have been absolutely awesome to not have revealed what happened. And generally, whenever you do any kind of mentalism or magic, you simply don't reveal.
Right.
You don't reveal. That's like the magician's code. You just don't reveal. But at this point in time, simply because you know, it is smoke and mirrors. It is, you know, it's cheap parlor tricks. It's just fun. If this person had not expressed that, we would have left it that way. I would have told Eric the reveal, so Eric could have been on it, and then it would have been incredibly awesome. It would have been the prestige. It would have been unbelievable. Unfortunately, when we were approached with that, we felt that we had to give the reveal because we didn't want her thinking we had some mystical supernatural power, because that's not the case.
There we go. That we could heal.
Yes, heal diseases
that weren't even known.
Like Asperger's syndrome.
Right.
What if I were able to heal Asperger's syndrome?
Wow. This is for the flight. Anyway, we'll save that one for later. I've got a story about a dog. A feel-good story about a dog.
Okay.
As well. Let's go there.
Once again, linked without any preparation.
No.
That's amazing.
I mean, it was the first story on my list, and it just went so well with yours.
Right.
Which are probably already in order. I don't have to change the thing. But anyway, there was a dog in Alaska named Andre, who was a Rottweiler Lab Shepherd mix, who got caught in an illegally placed snare and had to chew his paws off of two of his legs to free himself.
Wow.
That was about a year ago. That's not the feel-good part.
No, I would imagine that did not feel good.
So anyway, fast forward a year. There's a veterinarian in Alaska, of course, who says that Andre is just days away from getting 2 new prosthetic legs.
Cool.
When Andre was first found, he only weighed 37 pounds.
Oh, my.
Now he's all back to good health. Even after the ordeal, he's not lost his friendly temperament, and he gets along pretty well. I've seen him hobbling around on 2 legs.
Right.
Okay. But the veterinarian, the Alaska Dog and Rescue Group, and Ortho Pets are splitting the cost of the $1,500 procedure, and within a few days, Andre will have 2 new legs.
That's awesome. Now, were they front legs, back legs, side?
I didn't say that in the story, but I watched the video.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got 4 legs. It was his front left leg and his back left leg that were missing.
Okay. I have seen dogs that were missing legs on one side of their body, and they still could get along. They adjusted quite well.
Right. Well, and apparently he gnawed off his paws, not his whole leg.
Not
he
his leg.
still had some
a nub,
a
stub.
But apparently they're replacing the whole legs.
Cool.
I don't know where they're replacing the legs from, but
I've seen a German Shepherd that lost his back 2 legs, and his owner would take a towel and wrap it up under his belly, and they would walk, and he would walk with his front legs, and the rest of his body be supported by his owner. And someone actually came up with an invention for him where it was like a little cart that they were able to put where his body weight would hold him on the cart, where it was heavy enough to move it along, that had wheels on it. And they somehow got it attached to him, and he was like running around like chasing the tennis ball and stuff. It was kind of cool. So that's a neat story. It's a neat story on the dog's ability to improvise in a situation and survive.
Yes.
And then it's a very cool story how people are pitching in to get him.
It's amazing how pets can recover as well as they do without these heroic.
Without our interventions, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
I had a cat when I first moved to Randleman. We kind of inherited a cat that was living underneath. It was actually a kitten living underneath the deck. Mm-hmm. Completely wild. Wouldn't even let us pet it. It took me a year just to pet the thing. I wouldn't feed it because it had 3. 2 of them died. This is the only one that survived. I fed it to good health. It lived outside, but we took care of it. Disappeared for a couple of weeks. We assumed it got killed or died. Mm-hmm. And a couple of weeks later, I see it crawling out of the woods behind my house. It apparently got hit by a car. Mm-hmm. Its entire back section crushed. Mm-hmm. Take it to the vet. The vet said they could do some outrageously expensive procedure, which I didn't feel the urge to do. But even the vet said, keep the cat immobile. Cats have an amazing ability to recover, and we did just that. And when we got it, it was walking on the tops of its legs. Mm-hmm. And at the end, you could hardly tell it was even hit.
Right.
It recovered on its own, no surgery, just kept it in a crate, fed it, whatever. And
that is very, very cool.
But, anyway.
Apparently, Blog Talk Radio has just implemented an upgrade.
Awesome. While we were speaking.
While we're live, we have an upgrade. We have a new font. We have, in addition, we have some a little bit more room on our audio files, and we can play them even louder. It used to be 150% was as high as it goes. Now it goes to 200 or 400%.
Awesome.
And we can also change it here without going to another panel. So thank you, Blog Talk Radio, for our upgrade midstream, and it did not affect our broadcast. Excellent.
Well, we hope.
Oh, we hope. Are you there? Are you listening? We hope you are. Well, that's a cool story. You know, we're both dog lovers, and here's it's not a story. I'm just seeing a little picture. Thelma and Louise, a dog and a goat are best friends, inseparable, even in an animal shelter. Looks to be a chocolate lab and a white goat have kind of hit it off.
Right.
Ebony and Ivory. I wish I had Stevie Wonder queued up right now. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be.
So here's a very cool story. We you know, continuing with some of our themes, we like old people that fight back against villains and young punks and things
like the judge's wife.
Judge's wife, yes. We pulled out the frying pan. They were throwing whiskey bottles at her. What did she do? Did she cower in the corner? No. She pulled out the frying pan and started laying waste to the teenagers. That's what we
story
like.
Last week with the old lady with the crutches.
Yes.
Who beats the guy into submission and holds him at place down there, and the guy's crying.
He is crying like a 30-year-old man, and she was like 80. So we like these stories. So here is an 84-year-old man. He fights off carjackers plural,
right,
with kicks. He suffered a black eye, but he still has his car.
Right.
84-year-old man from Washington State. He stopped Wednesday night to help two men with a disabled car.
Men or women? Two men.
The attacking two men.
I thought it was two women.
No,
For some reason, the story I read, it was two women. That's why I didn't print it.
Maybe it was a different story. Ted Mazatier, he stopped. He was a good Samaritan. He was stopping to help people with a disabled car. When one of the carjackers punched him in the face and demanded his keys, he was like, I don't think so. He hauled off and kicked the man in the groin and punched the other in the belly. The two men fled as a passerby stopped to help. Police later arrested two suspects for investigation. Unfortunately, and I understand where he's coming from, he says he'll think twice before stopping again to help someone on the street.
Yeah.
But I can't blame him.
I saw his picture. He had a big black eye.
Yeah, I mean, kind of beat up. He'll be 85 in June, but, you know, a survivor.
Yep. And
he didn't sit down and cower and cry. He took action in his own hands and kicked him in the groin.
Right.
That's the kind of action I like to see.
Absolutely.
So good for him. Good for Ted Mazatier.
Yep.
In fact, I think I'll just go ahead and name him the hero of the week. Can I do that?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Hero of the week.
He is our hero of the week.
I have another hero.
Okay.
He's only 69.
Okay.
No, sorry, 62.
Oh, okay.
But he was on a cruise ship, and apparently he noticed some pirates trying to board the ship to rob him. This was, where were they? They were, he was on his 62nd birthday, taking a cruise, and I'm trying to read where it was, but where are all those, Somalia? Yeah, Somalia. It was 600 miles off the coast of Somalia. He noticed that...
it's lovely this time of the year.
Indeed. That's where I like to go, my 62nd birthday. Apparently he noticed some pirates trying to board the ship, and so he took a lounge chair off the deck and threw it down on them while they were trying to get on. They couldn't get on. The captain realized what was going on. He was able to outmaneuver that boat and keep them from boarding, and eventually they got an escort from the Spanish Navy
awesome.
to safety. So
he actually is more of a hero when you look at quantity, because he saved possibly a couple hundred people from becoming hostage.
1,000 passengers.
1,000.
500 crew.
Wow, so 1,500 people.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Co-hero of the week.
True hero.
Yeah. That's a good deal. The pirates are out of hand.
Yes.
I think we ought to just start shooting them. A lot of people disagree with it. That's just my own personal opinion. Not supported by the show or any of our sponsors.
I support it.
But Eric and I, we are the show. We are the show, and we say, start shooting them.
We say piracy is bad.
Exactly. Unless it's electronic, and you're talking about pirating software, then I'm all for it. No, wait a second. Wait a second. That was a joke. Eric and I, this is quite amazing. I am actually quite surprised by this week after week. We rarely have overlapping stories. It doesn't happen.
Right.
This is the second time, to my knowledge, we've had actual what you may have read it, but where you've come prepared with it, where we have the same story. So, who is this your story or mine?
You take it.
Okay, I'm gonna take it.
Because I got more stories.
Yeah, exactly. Well, girl fights off thugs with a marching band baton. We like the people that are standing up for themselves.
Yes.
Quartz Hill, California. Don't mess with a marching band girl, especially one armed with a baton. 17-year-old high school marching band student beat up two assailants who tried to mug her as she walked to high school in this high desert community about 40 miles north of Los Angeles. The girl punched one of the men in the nose, kicked the other in the groin, and beat both with her large baton. I'm like,
it wasn't at a funeral, was it?
No, both of these assailants were actually living.
Oh, okay.
At least before she got a hold of them. Right. So, you punched one in the nose, kicked the other one in the groin, and then began beating them with the baton. This is the kind of action I like to see.
I love it. Yes.
I love it. The moral of the story is don't mess with marching band girls or you might get what you deserve. That's what the Shepherdie, Michael Russ, said. I guess he's trying to be cute. I just say, I'd go for her.
Yes.
He said two men approached the girl from behind, grabbed her coat, and demanded money. Shepherdie searched near Quartz Hill High School for the muggers, looking for a man who was holding his bloody nose and the other limping. So no arrests have been made, but the Shepherdie Russ said it appears the girl made her point to the assailants. Final score, marching man 2, thug 0. There we go.
Well, I've got a story about a 17-year-old.
Well, there we go. Continuity again.
I tell you.
It's great.
Perfect segues from one to the other.
Yes.
This is a 17-year-old senior at Southeast Michigan's Canton High School. Got perfect scores on the ACT and the SAT and the PSAT.
Wow.
What are the odds?
What I know.
Nonprofit organization, the College Board administrators, both the SAT and the PSAT, scoring perfectly on both is so rare that the organization doesn't track those statistics, let alone the probability of also scoring perfectly on the ACT, which is run by a competitive nonprofit. The College Board, made up of 5,000 schools, administers the SAT and PSAT, but says it doesn't track the statistics. Chen, which is the Willa Chen, apparently has a knack for tough tests, plans to attend Princeton University. The student from the Detroit suburb of Canton Township said she doesn't think she studied a lot, but said she tries to keep learning all the time.
Mm-hmm. Obviously has a powerful body.
Obviously.
She tapped into more than I have.
She participates in the Math Olympiad and also finds time to enjoy jazz, tap, and ballet dancing.
I will tell you this. I can't even tell you what my score is on all those tests because I've never taken any of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, maybe a PSAT that's the preliminary to the SAT.
I don't know what the PSAT is. I took the SAT, of course.
I didn't.
But I don't remember what my score was.
I didn't take it. Everybody's astounded about it. Everyone's like, well, you have to take it. Well, no, I didn't have any interest in it, so I didn't take it. So I can assure you I would not have.
All I can tell you is that I didn't get a perfect score.
No. And probably the only person who doesn't
close, but
and we're sure your mother doesn't believe that. In your eyes, you had a perfect score. No, I'm joking. Hi, Mom, if you're listening.
That's right.
That's an amazing story right there.
I thought so. It was a feel-good story.
It is.
I'm full of feel-good stories.
You are. I'm full many things. I don't have any more feel-good stories. Oh, they're feel-good to me because they're funny. Maybe the one of the ones I have may not be too funny, but it's ironic at least. So if you have another feel-good story, and I think you do,
I've got several. We can switch back and forth.
Okay.
Funny and
Okay. Well, good. Well, I have. This was the not so great pretender.
Okay.
It involves alcohol, as a lot of our stories that are humorous do. A 23-year-old man is in stable condition after he plummeted off a bridge over the Minnesota River while pretending to fall off the bridge.
So he fell off the bridge while pretending
to fall off the bridge.
Pretends good.
Yes. Police got a call just before 5 a.m. Sunday from a 21-year-old man saying his friend fell off the Highway 77 bridge and into a marshy area about 30 feet below. The caller said he was driving north when his friend, who had said he had been drinking, told him to pull into the bridge emergency lane so he could urinate. The 23-year-old eventually climbed to the ledge of the bridge, looked at his friend, and pretended to fall. He then, in fact, fell. Police from Bloomington and Eagan responded, and the Eagan Fire Department used a chairlift to retrieve the man. He was transported to the county medical center where he was treated. I just thought that was kind of humorous. Yes. Yeah. I was not drunken, but I actually have a story. It's a true story where I was pretending to trip over an object
while urinating.
In fact, I was not urinating.
Oh, okay.
But I was.
Oftentimes while I'm urinating, I trip over my number.
Upon it.
Whoops.
Oh my God. I was
sorry, Mom.
I was pretending to trip over an object, and as I was pretending to trip, my foot actually caught the object and thrust me forward as I actually literally tripped over the object. So I went with it and acted like it was all part of the pretend, and I actually got some good laughs out of it. And I also bruised myself. So maybe if you're going to pretend to trip, you wouldn't do that at the top of a structure or a bridge.
Right.
That would be our recommendation. You would agree?
I would agree.
Our official recommendation.
So. I have a good feel-good story.
Okay.
We might actually have some audio that can go with it.
Excellent.
A baby gorilla rescued from a smuggler. On April 28th, undercover officers rescued a baby gorilla from suspected animal traffickers in the Dominican Republic of Congo. The gorilla, thought to be about 2 years old, was hidden at the bottom of a bag covered with clothes when Congolese Wildlife Authority officers arrested the suspected traffickers on Sunday. The gorilla, a female, was overheated and dehydrated after 6 hours in transit. She also had a puncture wound on her right leg, among other injuries, and is malnourished but responding to treatment. It is not clear if the young gorilla's mother is alive or dead.
Well, actually, in a breaking story that I have right after this, I have a story on her mother.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Anyway, the animal's now being looked after, and that's pretty much it. I just thought that was good news.
That
they
is
were
good
actually
rescued from peril.
And now doing well. Unfortunately, maybe the mother might have not fared so well.
Yes, I have just got this from a listener here. The mother, actually, what had happened, they were trying to smuggle. The mother was trying to free her child, and then B, break away.
Well, so often the market for these is for the babies.
Yes.
So when they find the families,
yeah,
the mothers or fathers don't fare.
They usually perish. This mother was, I think, her instinct let her know what was going to happen. And we actually have from the Congo, from the jungles of the Congo, we actually have live from the actual incident.
The baby was.
Yes, as the mother was trying to free her child. We have audio from that clip and what happened around that audio. So There we have. Unfortunately, the
good news turned to bad. You just threw in my good news story, but thank you.
The mother perished.
Yes, the mother.
But the good news is that the baby has been rescued and is now doing well.
There we go.
Taking out of the grips of these poachers.
Yes.
Okay. Just leave it to me to ruin a perfectly good story.
There you go. Good story. Good story gone bad.
Yes. Here's a bad story that gets worse. Well, a pregnant woman was out in the woods. A bear commences to chase her. A black bear, which is unusual. Grizzly, Kodiak, brown bears, yes, they get aggressive. They will chase you and rip your head off. Black bears generally are passive.
Right. As we know from our camping.
Yes, as we know. We've encountered many
the
of
last 3 trips.
Yes.
We've seen them every time.
Yes.
In our campsite.
Yes, walking right by our tents. Yes. They have no interest in us. So this is Colorado Springs. Police in Colorado say a pregnant woman suffered minor injuries when she was struck by a car while fleeing from an adult black bear.
Wow.
So they said they're looking for the car that hit her. Ashley Swinson, an official at Memorial Hospital, said that she is in good condition, as well as her unborn child.
There's the good.
That's why I had this. There is the good story.
Okay.
They said she was about 5 months pregnant. The agency has captured the bear, and it's not immediately clear whether it was it captured a bear. They don't know if it's the bear that was chasing her or not. They said it does. It occurred in an open area where bears are common. The motorist did stop and check on her, but they left before the authorities could get there. So the good story is she and her unborn child are doing well.
Wow.
But the kind of weird part of it is she was running from a bear who was trying to attack her, and then got hit by a car. But there was some good story there. So
wow.
Yeah.
That is a good story.
Yes, it is.
Happy ending, anyway.
Yes. Good. Yeah. Safety.
Yes. So, I have a good story.
Okay.
Another good story. Girl grabs wheel and saves grandmother. So, Emma Hicks, a brave 8-year-old girl from Texas, managed to maneuver a racing passenger vehicle to safety after her grandmother blacked out from a seizure.
Wow.
While driving home, Janine Mendoza told her granddaughter that she was feeling funny, but before she could pull over, she seized. Her foot hit the gas pedal, recalled Emma. So I had to undo my seatbelt. I had to get into the front seat where I had to steer the truck. We came to a turn, but I couldn't make it, Emma said. After going through a fence and hitting a shed, the little girl brought the truck to a crashing stop. So one way to stop the car.
I thought you didn't have any reckless grandmother stories this week.
I didn't say how old she was. She could have been in her 60s.
But she was reckless.
She was reckless. And she could have been in her 60s. But you're right. It was a grandmother driving recklessly.
Yeah.
So,
flooring it.
Not
putting her granddaughter at risk.
So, not the trifecta today. We actually have 4 stories that go along our normal storylines.
Yes, we do not know her age, but she is affected very much.
Yes. So anyway, that's one way to stop the car, is to just take it through a fence and hit a shed.
Exactly. Better than crashing into a telephone pole or a tree or another car.
Or other pedestrians.
Yes, pedestrians.
So
anyway,
the doors were jammed, but she had to crawl through a window to get help for her grandmother. Her grateful grandmother also had praise for Emma. She seems like she's more than 8 years old to me, a little grown up. Remember the last time when I was a kid and had to take over a car?
Yes.
Drive it through.
It's a heartwarming story there.
Had a good ending. I mean, that was more of a heroic story.
Yes, it was.
8-year-old hero.
We have brought it today.
We have heroes, 89-year-old heroes.
Yes.
We have 62-year-old heroes. And we have 8-year-old heroes.
Covering the spectrum of age.
Yes. Age doesn't matter.
No.
You can be a hero or heroine at any age.
Age does not discriminate against heroism.
Heroism.
Yes. Here's a story that I thought it was kind of funny. This comes from Little Falls, Minnesota, the same state where the guy fell off the bridge while pretending to fall.
Mm-hmm. It
would have been funnier if it happened in Little Falls.
Yes.
A 40-year-old 52-year-old man is behind bars after leading deputies on a 57-mile chase in a garbage truck. At one point, the deputy tried to stop the truck by firing a shotgun into its engine to no avail. Just kept right on going. Maybe he needed the 8-year-old kid from your previous story to bring this truck to a halt.
Maybe figure you outrun him in the trash truck.
Probably so. The pursuit started when authorities received a report Tuesday about guess what kind of a man? Intoxicated. An intoxicated man trying to get into a home. The man left driving the truck before the deputies arrived. Authorities said the driver swerved squad cars and accelerated in reverse. They tried to stop the truck with stop sticks, which flattened the tires. He kept right on going. He eventually pulled over and was caught by a police dog as he ran into the woods. He was treated for dog bites, then jailed, pending charges. I don't know why they treated him for the bite. It seems to kind of fit the crime. So anyhow, intoxication and driving, we have a lot of those. Unfortunately, people just don't understand they should not drink and drive. On a serious note, there are far too many deaths this year, every year, attributed to drunk driving. Drunk driving. I think it's the number 1 killer or number 2 killer. Yeah. Heart attack and then drunk driving. So don't drink and drive. What is wrong with you people? And 57 miles in a garbage truck with flat tires. And this guy seriously wanted to get away. So it must be a well-built truck to take a shotgun blast directly to the engine and keep going. So I believe we may have some more stories that would include some audio. Do we not?
We do.
We do? Okay.
I have some more good stories. I'm going to leave this other good story because it's kind of long for our next week.
From the vault.
For the vault. Yeah, so we have a good story from the vault.
Exactly.
I don't think I have very many good stories in the vault. I don't think I have any good stories in the vault.
Well, this maybe can be your leadoff story.
Yeah. We've got 2 other good stories. We'll leave those for next week.
It's from Eric's vault, so I can't tell you where to put them. Saying, from the vault next week.
There you go.
You don't want to miss this. If you were going to pick any show to miss this year, you don't want to pick next week.
No.
And preferably not this one, the one right now. Because this one's out of the ballpark.
Out of the ballpark. Speaking out of the ballpark, we have some audio for this story.
Excellent.
This not necessarily from our unofficial sponsor of the show.
Yes.
You want to play? You run the commercial? Unofficial sponsor.
Absolutely.
The C&E Studios mobility experts of choice.
Yes. They not so much they're unofficial sponsor. You're right. It's not so much that they're our sponsor. It's our mobility expert of choice. Yeah, that's the perfect way of putting it. So here we have a little audio clip for your enjoyment.
Hey, Bernice and Joy, tell everyone which power wheelchair got you to the Grand Canyon.
Hover round. No one's free to see the world.
With a hover round.
I picked this story just so we can play that. Because I love Bernice.
Hey, Bernice and Joy.
How'd you get to the Grand Canyon?
That's a great story. Yeah, that's a great commercial. It used to air regularly, and now it just airs if you're like 3 in the morning while you're watching, trash.
Right. So that's what most people that need mobility scooters are watching TV, apparently. But anyway, 89-year-old driver of a mobility scooter. Mm-hmm. We don't know if it was a hover round or not.
Right.
So some type of mobility scooter.
If it wasn't, then they were missing out.
That's right.
Yes, because that is our mobility experts of choice.
It was less than.
Yes.
Accidentally ended up along the hard shoulder of a highway after accidentally taking a wrong turn. The man, who was not named, was going about 8 miles per hour on the highway bound for London. That police spokesman said. So anyway, that's really all I got.
Did he mention if he liked the sermon or not?
I don't think he was coming from church. He could have been. I don't know.
Was he on his way to church?
Could have been.
Who knows?
We don't know where he was headed. But he was uninjured. So anyway. Oh, he was returning home from shopping, so he wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Right at the church.
He was probably buying clothes for church. For church. He probably was.
He probably was.
Probably was. Yeah. Well, we have
Hey, Bernice and Joy, tell everyone which power wheelchair got you to the Grand Canyon.
I'm around. Now I'm free to see the world.
With a Hover-Round, you truly are free to see the world. Hover-Rounds are... Hey, Bernice and Joy.
Free to see the world.
Now I'm free to see the world.
Free
Right.
to see the world.
That's very good. I have a story about, earlier we were talking about, if you could heal, well, maybe I could heal Asperger's disease.
There you go.
I have a story right here, a disabled boy in Florida, who after it's not a disease, he suffers from Asperger's syndrome. As far as anyone knew, Kenton Weaver didn't know how to drive a car and couldn't buy a plane ticket. He's 13. But before dawn, the 13-year-old with Asperger's syndrome snatched his dad's Ford Explorer from their home in Boca Raton, drove it to the Fort Lauderdale airport, and hopped on a plane going to California.
Wow.
He was found by police Tuesday night roaming the San Jose airport a couple hours away from where his mother lives in Fresno, California. I can't believe he pulled this off. I'm flabbergasted, said the boy's father. Dean Weaver would like to know how a 13-year-old with no passport, driver's license, or photo ID was able to purchase a ticket and get past airport security. Yes, and get past airport security. He said
he just slept on the plane.
No. He actually went. He has no photo ID, no driver's license, no passport, and he went and purchased a ticket. Got on the plane. He used his dad's credit card to book the cross-country flight. I think I'd like him to stay there for a while. I'm obviously not set up here to keep him, though I've tried. Casey said her son, diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, considered to be a disorder on the autism spectrum, has taken off before. Even at 4 or 5 years old, we've had problems with this. He's very bright, but at the same time, he has very little common sense and few inhibition.
Maybe I have Asperger's.
Maybe you should like that.
Oh, poor Crinkle there.
We're sorry to all of our listeners that are affected by this syndrome. He'll do anything to get to an airport. He has a fascination with planes that borders on obsession. He wants to be a pilot. He applies for jobs at the airport. He collects toy planes. He's fascinated with them. Though he takes medicine to address mood swings, Kenton had twice in the last week attempted to get to the airport, having to be taken home from a railway station by police. His father woke up Tuesday morning at 6 o'clock and said his Explorer was gone and he couldn't find his son. I immediately knew where he'd gone. I didn't know how far he'd drive because he hadn't driven before. I was so afraid he was going to hurt someone else with the car. Was he on a bus, on a plane? Who knows? The car was found on the third level of the airport parking garage without a scratch on it.
Wow.
So he never driven before. It's pretty. He is bright. I mean, he drove from Boca Raton. I lived in just north of Boca Raton, and I would say Boca Raton is 10, 15 miles from Fort Lauderdale. So he drove, say 10 miles, gets to the airport, buys a ticket with his dad's credit card, and flies from Florida to California. So he must be bright. But I don't know, why did I read that story? I don't know. It was just weird news. I found it interesting. And if you suffer from Asperger's syndrome, please don't take offense. No. But it's just, we thought it was a funny story.
Yes. Speaking of people with brain issues, this guy didn't have Asperger's, but apparently he had brain surgery. Okay. He woke up in the hospital after brain surgery and started talking and singing like a drunken Irishman. He's not from Ireland, never been to Ireland.
And he wasn't drunk.
He wasn't drunk. He has no connection to Ireland. And when he woke up after being unconscious for 3 days and coming off life support, he woke up, he saw his fiancée Mary, and he launched into a stirring rendition of "Oh Danny Boy" when he suddenly regained consciousness. he started talking. I mean, with the Irish accent and everything. He sounded just like an Irishman for almost a half an hour. But then his Gaelic lit had disappeared by the time his relatives arrived the following day. Specialists have linked the phenomenon to foreign accent syndrome, which can affect the control of the lips, tongue, and vocal cords in extremely rare neurological cases.
That is quite odd, actually.
I thought that was hilarious.
That's so. There's an actual syndrome for it. I think they make these
foreign accent syndrome.
Foreign accent.
So, do we have a clip of him coming out of it?
We don't. Well, I'm looking for one. I found this to be quite fascinating. A foreign accent syndrome. I've never heard of that syndrome.
Yes. I had not either, but I thought that was apparently it's extremely rare.
It
doesn't happen every day. But maybe you could have some brain surgery and speak
Chinese. Maybe Mandarin.
Maybe Mandarin. Maybe you could start a stirring rendition of Danny Boy in Mandarin. Or some Mandarin famous song. I don't have any of those off the top of my head.
Yes, we aren't very familiar with Mandarin.
No. Anyway. I can't speak Irish. I would try to say something in an Irish accent. But
right.
My grandfather was from Dublin.
Dublin.
My great-grandpappy was from Dublin. With a name like McMahon, you'd think I would be able to speak a little bit of Irish.
Yeah.
But, having never gone there.
You ever seen the T-shirt that says "Irish, I were drunk"?
No.
And it's got like a St. Patrick's Day T-shirt, little clover and green beer or whatever.
I think it's a knock-knock joke.
Oh, yeah? Irish?
Knock-knock.
Who's here?
Irish.
Irish.
I wish I was drunk. Anyway.
That's classic. It's so well done by both of us.
Not even planned.
Completely unrehearsed. Much like everything on our show. Now I'm free to see the world. Oh, man.
I also have a story of a superhero.
Oh,
just to round out the
quad-factor.
The quad-factor.
Yes, we love superheroes.
Yeah,
we want to interview them.
Steppenwolf here in North Carolina has yet to return any of our
We've reached out. We've pleaded. We've reached out to him with open arms.
Right.
If Steve, I'm about ready to break out into open arms.
Certainly deeply.
Yeah, he is. He's retired and deeply. He must be good at his, stealth.
This one comes from Cincinnati.
Okay.
I'm from Dayton, 30 minutes north. My sister lives very, very close to Cincinnati. My brother-in-law works in Cincinnati.
And your sister is a loyal listener of our show. Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah.
The Cincinnati police have a new ally in their fight against crime, whether they want it or not. He calls himself Shadowwear, and he wears a mask and a cape to conceal his true identity. Shadowwear is not alone in his quest to fight crime. He heads up a group of men and one woman called the Allegiance of Heroes. The members communicate with each other in online forums. Among the members are Ecliptico in Pennsylvania, Wall Creeper in Colorado, and Master Legend in Florida. I've even teamed up with Mr. Extreme in California and San Diego. And we were trying to track down a rapist, said Shadowwear. It is legal in Ohio and Kentucky to make citizens arrest. However, the arrestor does face possible civil litigation if the person arrested turns out to be innocent. That doesn't hold them back.
No, not a true superhero.
Not a true superhero.
Oh, well.
No. They know crime when they see it.
Yes.
And they're out to thwart it.
It's not a concern if they might snag an innocent person and face civil litigation because they know crime when they see it.
Right.
Wow.
So.
Wall Creeper.
Wall Creeper.
I mean, out of all those, we need to get Wall Creeper on the show. Well, if you are listening and you are either wall creeper or no wall creeper, contact the show. We would love to interview him.
He's in Colorado.
Colorado? Wonder what his superhero power is. Maybe creeping up walls undetected?
Perhaps.
Wow.
Perhaps he's like a Spider-Man, but that name was taken.
He told us Stanley about it.
Maybe he was bitten by a radioactive spider. So, one last story here, too. This is kind of a feel-good story.
Okay. We're going to end on a good note.
Indeed. Golfer shoots one-armed, blinded hole-in-one.
So he's blind, and he's missing an arm.
Yes. April 29th, a hole-in-one is a true rarity in the golf game. So such a feat by a legally blinded man playing with just one arm due to a disability must defy all odds. Alan Perrin served in the British Royal Marines until 1992 when he was injured in a bomb explosion during training exercises. The blast left him with a disabled right arm, blind in his left eye, with compromised vision in the other. Despite those physical limitations, the former soldier turned to golf. Playing at his local club in Devon, England, recently the 45-year-old made a one-handed drive towards a tee 160 yards away. The shot was perfect. He and his golf partner did not know it at first. They actually thought the ball was lost. They spent 5 minutes looking for the ball and didn't want to hold up the next group, so we moved on, reported Perrin. The group behind us reached in the green. They found a ball in the hole and shouted, "Anyone lost the yellow ball?" And it was mine.
Wow. 480 feet.
160 yards. Oh, yeah, 480 feet.
He drives the ball with just the use of one arm. And partial use, minimal use of one eye.
Right.
Wow.
So.
And it is a rarity.
Probably that's my problem. I've been using both eyes and both arms. I don't know.
Maybe we can start driving that way. Get an eye patch.
Yes.
And restrain on arms. And that's how we could drive. Well, apparently, with our loyal listeners, we have a group of large black birds that are hanging out there listening to the show. We're being overtaken. It's like Alfred Hitchcock in here. It's kind of creepy. I guess they're preparing, maybe gathering food prior to the rain that's getting ready to come in. So, well, that's our show for the week.
Is that all you have?
That's all I have. We appreciate you listening.
Let's see, that one for next week. I think that's all I have.
And next week, this is exciting. Next week, there is no topic. There are no special guests. There are. I will not have any stories unless there's some like unbelievable news breaking story.
Danny boy. Oh, Danny boy. The pipes are falling.
I'm about to cry.
From Glen to Glen.
Anyhow.
I'm sorry, I just broke into that spontaneously. I don't know what happened.
This foreign accent syndrome. Anyhow, next week from Eric's Vault. That's it. Unless there's something earth-shattering in world news that brings everything to a halt, and we hope nothing like that were to happen, because we are journalists. And if that happens, we will be right on top.
They just can't wait.
Exactly. But barring something unforeseen, next week we will have the first rendition of the Incoherent Ramblings of C&E's from Eric's Vault. That's it. Next week.
Something to look forward to.
Something to look forward to. You don't want to miss it. These are good stories that have just like fallen.
Done in an Irish accent. I'm just kidding.
So thanks for hanging out with us, and we look forward to keep your emails and suggestions coming, and we will meet you here next week.
Indeed.
This has been Blog Talk Radio's The Incoherent Ramblings of C&E. Christopher and Eric are your hosts, and we would like to thank you for listening to our show today. Don't forget to tune in for next week's show live from Greensboro, North Carolina, as we are every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Hey, Bernice and Joy, tell everyone which power wheelchair got you to the Grand Canyon.
Hover round. Now I'm free to see the world.
With a hover round, you truly are free to see the world.